Okay, we have at least 25 minutes to practice for the first Zoom meeting, and let's get ready. Good to go?
Cho Việt thôi.
Okay, you ready?
Yes.
Okay, let's start.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me show you the Criminal Code of Cambodia. Chapter 1, Category of Penalty. Section 1, Article 47, the definition of misdemeanors. According to Gabon law, non-violent crime is misdemeanors. So greeting honorable adjudicator, teachers, proposition team, and audience. I am the opposition leader and I am responsible for the first argument at the defense speech. Our second speaker, Kanika, who is responsible for the rest of our team argument, and Nisa, our third speaker, will be responsible for our team motion summary. And our opposition team will disagree under this motion. This House believes that community service is a better punishment than prison for nonviolent crime. Ladies and gentlemen, allows me to define the motion key term first. Based on Oxford Dictionary, the word punishment means an act or a way to punish somebody. The word prison means a building where people are kept as punishment for a crime. A nonviolent crime refers to a crime that isn't involving force or injuries to another person. Well, yes, of course, community service is a better sentence or punish to nonviolent criminals. But in contrast, prison is not as bad as it looks. However, prison is a place for rehabilitation, educational, correctional criminal people. Honorable Chairman, respectful adjudicator, allow me to address our first theme argument is to ensure that the law is respected and upheld. Many countries throughout the world try to uphold the rule of law where no one is above the law. In fact, nonviolent crime doesn't cause injury or use force to other person, but this crime must be imprisonment. According to www.gabonlaw.com, nonviolent crimes are considered as misdemeanor. So according to Chapter 1, Section 1, Article 47, the definition, Article 47 of the Criminal Code of Cambodia, definition of misdemeanor is an offense for which the maximum sentence of imprisonment in court is more than 6 days or not more than 5 years. More detail of nonviolent crime that are considered as misdemeanors, such as drug possessing or drug trafficking, hacking to someone's privacy, or stealing money safely from cyber attack, people committed not to pay tax to the government, etc. These are categorized into misdemeanors, which is called nonviolent crime, and also against the criminal code in each country, especially Cambodian law. Even though the crime I mentioned above don't use any force or injure anyone, but this is an act of crime that it deserves to be punished in prison instead of community service. So if you, proposition team, think community service is better sentence or punishment rather than imprisonment, please respect the law, take a serious consideration of justice or criminal law that is provided in Article 47. No one is above the law. That is reason why law must be upheld and respected. That's why our team opposed this motion. This House believes that community service is better punishment than prison for nonviolent crime. Thank you.
Okay, so this is great. This is great. But I think there is something you need to do. There was rebuttals. Did you say any?
Forgot.
Yeah, did you say any rebuttals in there? Okay. For the next practice, you're going to say it. And one thing, before we go to Kanika, so one thing that we need to give to the audience, because at the moment, throughout my listening for a second, like the first point, like you presenting, it's kind of tripped me away outside the topic a little bit. Like what I corrected from you, understand what I'm saying? So let's get back to the point. Now, hold on for a second. So I think I need to tell them here. Wait, Look, where is this point at? So please stay on your script. Okay, now, so you cut the point out without the rebuttal, so you committed, you did it at 3 minutes. So imagine like you had the rebuttals at that moment. Understand that? Now, what I told you yesterday, we'll cut out the non-violent one, the introduction. So we cut this thing out, right? And replace this one to the criminal code of Cambodia, right? All right. This is the beginning of it. But I had a few more ideas because at the moment, from yesterday, what I told you, correct me if I'm wrong. So you stated until, according to gablelaw.com here, and you present the whole part. I don't want you to present the whole part again, this one. But I want you to present the reference, or according to what I mentioned earlier at the beginning. I want you to use that phrase. Okay? Or you can say, according to criminal law, chapter 1, the principles of penalties that I have mentioned above or at the beginning. Use that phrase to save more time. Understand that? So the categorize of the non-violent crimes such as, what are they? Just say it out, right? So like what? Drug possession, drug trafficking, non-violence, all those kind of types. Point it out clearly and make sure that everybody's, everybody hears your category. Understand that? Then so up all the way down to no one is above the law. So when it comes to no one is above the law, and then that's the reason why the law must be upheld and respected by everyone. Okay? By everyone. No matter what crime you committed. Okay? No matter what crime you commit. So there's a reason why our team opposes the motions. This House believes that community service is better than a better punishment for prison nonviolent. All right? You get the point what I say? Or at the beginning.
Yes.
At the beginning, you can sort or you can present the types of the non-violent crimes instead, right? So example, hacking, shoplifting, drug trafficking, drug possession, non-tax, people don't pay tax, white collar crimes, some others. They are non-violent crimes besides robbery, besides felony, robbery, gun violence, or some other stuff that injured everybody. So that is the point that you can use this as well at the beginning of the part. Understand that? So because at the beginning, I want you to state it clear rather than tell anything that is not related with our explanation. You understand my point? So we had at the beginning, we had the this one, the criminal code. Then according to what you say, according to Article 47, what it is, and then before you go there, excuse me, before you come over here, I had one more idea. So I want you to clarify this. I want you to clarify the nonviolent crimes type before you show me the point. Okay? Before you're showing the cover of the criminal code here. Yeah, you understand my point?
So like before we like introduce them to the criminal code of Cambodia, we like introduce the nonviolent
The-
crime first.
Yeah, the nonviolent crime type, the type of it.
Like the place, like we put the like the nonviolent crimes such as theft, job possess, cyber, and white collar crime.
Yes, but you do not need to say nonviolent crime in it. Okay? You just
Yeah.
all we have to do is just state out the type of it. Okay. No white collar crime, property crimes. You can say shoplifting, some other drugs whatsoever. Those common crimes detail, those common nonviolent crimes detail. Understood? So raises a few of them, and then say if these are nonviolent. These crimes are nonviolent. Understood now? Good. So these crimes are nonviolent. And allow me to show you Criminal Codes of Cambodia, Chapter 1, Principles of Penalty, Article 47, misdemeanor, definitions of misdemeanor. Misdemeanor is blah, 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 blah. And according to gablelaw.com, nonviolent crime are classified to misdemeanor. Now, we got the evidence at the beginning to present now. The types of the crime, the articles of the laws has been presented at the beginning of, motion definitions, key terms definitions, and etc. Understand that? And right before your rebuttal. So it means that at the beginning, we're going to welcome people to understand what is nonviolent crime and what are the types of it. So I think this way we first people to understand, okay, this nonviolent crime is this, and the definition is this, and it refers to this type, and what kind of law or what kind of laws it has against it, and this kind of law, chapter this, article that. Understand now? Okay. Dan, you
Sure.
can say
So
more.
like for the second page, like the part like according to the UW Gable law, do we need to say that, or
No,
just like
you
don't need to
take that
include
out.
that?
No, you take this out. Remember, you take this out according to what I have mentioned at the beginning. Okay? According to what I have mentioned at the beginning. So use this phrase in order to shorten our time. Right? Understand that? Pratika, did you get what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so Kanika, you ready?
So when I stated about the a principle of penalties, I need to show this, right?
Of course. You need to do that as well. Okay, Kanika, you ready? Let's practice.
I start now.
Yes, of course.
Community service is only less of a punishment. It doesn't make the criminal correct their behavior. As for prison, it's known as correctional place. And there is one quote that said, prison is like school. They don't let you out until you learn your mistake. So greeting honorable all judiciary, judges, chairmen, teachers, my amazing proposition team, and audience. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Kanika, the second speaker of the opposition team. Before I continue to my main objection, allow me to state some misconception from the proposition side. You stated that criminal will get a second chance to undo their wrong. Indeed, criminal will get a chance to undo their wrong, but do you think prison provide nothing for them? Also, prison is a correctional and educational place. So of course, second chance will be given, and not just that, criminal will get a better job and life in the future. You also stated that the harm that criminal did doesn't deserve prison. Well, yes, but just because it's nonviolent crime doesn't mean it's not a problem. And what if they didn't focus much in community service? Also, while doing community service and works, they might repeat the same mistake by not receiving enough education. So now let us continue to our main objection. As a matter of fact, prisons were built with the mean of reducing crime rates. And also we need to put criminal behind bars if they commit crime, because that is the law according to principle of penalty, section 1, article 47. Based on a website called www.bbc.com. Researchers at the Institute of Criminology at the University of Cambridge stated that long-term imprisonment changes people to the core. Furthermore, prison give offenders the chance to reflect their action and reform their behavior. Prison might be a bad place, but in contrast, prison provide opportunity for criminals to correct themselves, such as school courses and university programs. On the other hand, nonviolent crimes such as shoplifting, burglary, robbery, or drug offensive have a duration of being in prison, which means within this amount of time in prison, criminal can rethink about their action. And of course, community service is a better punishment for a nonviolent crime, but don't you think providing education before getting straight to work is better? Based on a website called www.researchgate.net, shows that among 20 countries with the largest prison population, only 2 reported recidivism rates for individual given community sentences. Also, according to a philosophy professor, Miss Jennifer Lackey, who has taught all kinds of prisoners for more than 5 years, also the president of school prison program. Her program is very effectively and successfully great so far. Also, according to the same resource, the recidivism rates Bureau of Justice study stated that 76.6% of released prisoners rearrested within 5 years because they didn't take the study course, while those with post-secondary education, about 20% got associate degree and bachelor degree, also have a better job than community work. That is why our team strongly opposes this motion that this house believes that community service is a better punishment than prison for nonviolent crime. Thank you.
All right. So working well with the time is just went over a little bit of 5 seconds to 7 seconds. So you did it right. You did it right. Lisa, you ready? Hello, Lisa. Oh, ring it. Lisa? Hello, Lisa, do you hear me? Can you hear me?
Why a little slow?
Okay, you can turn off the camera and start presenting. Lisa? Hello?
Cha, can you hear me?
Pretty much. You can continue.
Start now, Cha.
Yes.
Greeting honorable judges, adjudicators, and everyone who participate in this debate competition. This is the opposition whip of the House, and I will be responsible under the motion. This House disagree that community service is a better punishment than prison for nonviolent crime. Well, due to the long hours of community service may affect the offender's normal life as they need to juggle their life with the service. Community service is not harsh enough compared to prison to educate and rehabilitate the offenders their wrongdoing. This is why we as the opposition side strongly disagree that community service is a better punishment than prison for nonviolent crime. Before I move on to my main objections, allow me to state some misconception from the proposition team. They have stated that criminal will get a second chance of life. Of course, as the proposition side have mentioned that criminals deserve a second chance of life. But think about it, if they let those criminals be a part of community service, would they ever realize their own wrongdoing? Yes, the crime that they commit aren't violent at all, but in fact, it can seriously affect the societies and everyone's safety. That's why we should choose imprisonment over community service in order to let them reflect their mistakes. Besides, I have mentioned that criminals should pay through their hard work. I have to disagree about this point. Ladies and gentlemen, what is the point of having a law and prison if we don't follow all of them? Think about it. If criminals are allowed to do freely, then they will strive these opportunities to commit another crime which can really affect to our society and other people. Well, based on www.bbc.com, researchers at the Institute of Criminology at the University of Cambridge were further stating that long-term imprisonment chases people to court. Many countries throughout the world strive to uphold the rule of law where no one is above the law. Indeed, crimes such as drug processing, theft, cybers, and white-collar crimes, stealing money from cyber attack, people don't pay tax to the government, and all of these are all categorized in misdemeanors and also again code a country, especially Cambodian law. Even though these nonviolent crimes do not use any force or injury to anyone, but this is an act of crimes, and those criminals deserve to be punished in prison for them to realize their mistakes. On the other hand, nonviolent crime have a duration of being in prison. Within this amount of time in prison, criminal can rethink about their actions. Prison is just like school course or program that give opportunity for them to correct their mistakes. Prison can change its people by providing education and treatment where no one is above the law, so the law must be upheld and respected. This is why we as the opposition side strongly oppose this motion. This House believes that community service is a better punishment than prison for nonviolent crime. Thank you.
Okay, good summary. Try to stop on time, but your summary only the upheld, the law is upheld and respected. Hello, Lisa.
Yeah, Cha.
You summarize only the first point. Where is another second point? Like give the second chance to. You brought it up already during the rebuttal, but we need to have in the summary as well.
How about give opportunity? Like,
Yes, give opportunity. That's the second part, but they had to stay right the same point of Kanika. That's the point, because you did not read the full free statement. That's the reason why I'm asking you. Do you understand what I'm saying, Lisa?
yes, Cha.
And also to decrease the crime rate from her. I think you already sent to Lisa, right? So, okay. So next practice, teacher will show you the time. And we're going to do it one more time. Got Putika, you ready?
Yeah. Yeah. Rachel, let me
Okay.
add the rebut into.
All right, good. So I will drop you a new link right now. And this time, we're going to have the time, the clock right in front of us. Okay? All right, just get ready to get into one more.